taken back a little bit. They might be a little reserved, might not want to jump in real quick. But I know the people that I've had to beg and plead to take part in some things now. They're doing real well. And, with all the activities I got going on, one young lady, I finally talked her into going camping. She went camping and she's been on every camping trip since. So,
Oh,
just one of those things. She kind of found her little spot, where she can just get away and relax. And, you know, I don't know if it would have happened if I didn't go talk to her every day, try to get her to go, but it worked out, So, a lot of times it's just kind of taking that first step in our thought process in our recovery
mm-hmm.
to make those initial moves, because like I said, we kind of feel like we're on a tightrope. We don't want to go either
Yeah,
way. Either that or there's shame or guilt that goes along with some of that. And we want to be that fly on the wall. We don't want to
mm-hmm.
stick our necks out there or
Right.
or make a
Yeah.
big scene. So
Especially when you're in a group with other, adults, peers,
yeah,
you don't want to feel like you're the oddball of the group,
sure,
and
yep.
it just takes one though to get everybody else going. I think,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, you're right there. Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Maybe sometimes it
yeah,
does. I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah,
some people don't know that they're leaders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they
Right.
when they step forward and doing that, it's like it takes a sting out maybe sometimes for some of the other people because they say, well, Bobby's doing this or Sally's doing this, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe it might not be all bad, and yeah, like Brent said, it takes those people to step forward and wanting to do it because we can't. It's just like getting sober. We can't make people do it. They've
Right.
got to want to do it
They have to
themselves.
hmm
want to do it. Yeah.
And
definitely.
so with that, I mean, they they just have to want to do it, and they got to put themselves out there, and they got to show that that they want to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I always try to say is, just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Keep taking those steps, like one day at a time, and
hmm
just keep going forward in a good way.
Yeah.
And trying. We all know that people relapse. We all know that people step back, but if you put it in your mind that you want to step forward, then you can step forward if you want to, and but it's up to the person, and that's like this whole thing that we've been talking about here for a long time, and that is the whole fact that it takes all kinds of different things to get people to step forward. It takes all kinds of tools in the toolbox, to help people step forward.
hmm
Whether it's a counselor doing traditional counseling, whether it's a traditional person trying to help somebody, whether it's an activity out in the community as a volunteer,
Right.
whether it's an
Yeah.
activity to learn how to do something using Mother Earth as a classroom,
Mm.
whatever it might be. It's all those tools, and it's kind of like what Dr. Tina said, that we're one of the tools in the toolbox.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we all got to, the other thing too is we all got to work together, and that's a very important thing because we can feed off of each other, and we can uh, feed positive, do positive things with people that want to participate in the programs. And communication, we communicate with each other. That's another thing that I think is good.
hmm
And but people gotta want to do it, and
Yeah.
that's the most important thing.
So, what are some of the activities that you're going to do with school students in the coming months? You got winter break coming up, so there's a
Sure.
little. But once winter break is over, I'm sure you have a good open schedule to get them
Yeah.
outside. Do you do outside activities even
Uh,
in the winter?
yeah. Some we do
Some.
some. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the community Christmas open house on December 15th. That's with the Boys and Girls Club and the
Oh, okay.
Carlina's Saving Lives Project and Gina's Good Health and Wellness. We get together with LCO School and we bring Hayward School, and this year we'll be bringing Winter School into Winter Baboon. It's called the ice fishing event. I know Key's a part of that as well. Mike
Mm,
Domain's a big helper there.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Mm,
bring them down, show them ice fishing techniques, let them spear. It's a fun day. Um, some of the other stuff we got coming up, New Year's Eve powwow. We're
Yeah.
going to provide a table there with educational materials, kind of the same thing we did last year. And then during a break in the powwow, we hand out medallions to those folks that are in recovery to start kind of, and then we have some little presents and stuff that go with that as well. Some of
Sure.
our traditional medicines
Yeah.
bundles. So this year we're going to be a part of the round dance on February 11th.
Okay.
So that'll
Yeah.
be good.
I don't think we've had that for a while, have we?
No.
Because of COVID, we
Yeah.
skipped it the past
Yep.
couple of years. So
Yeah.
Yep. Some of the other things, last year we had a spearfishing contest, which was held in mid-February. It was kind of one adult, one youth, so we're
Yeah.
getting out there and showing
Right.
our kids,
Yeah.
how we do this stuff. We just got done with the elder breakfast where we had some kids from the community serve our elders over at the elder facility.
Yeah.
That was in conjunction with Rose Goki and the other prevention programs. And we just got done too with a craft fair over there at the elder center. And it sounds like we're going to be doing something at least once a month there,
Sure.
trying to incorporate the kids that I work with and the folks in recovery and then the elders too. So it's a community wide deal.
That's awesome.
Some of the things we got coming up, we had talked about making venison sausage or something along those lines, beef sticks or something.
Yeah.
We actually had some at the breakfast. I made some venison bacon and everybody loved it. So it sounds like we're going to be making some of that. So
I'll take some of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just, some of the things we've done in the past, we had a motivational speaker, R&B artist, Honey Duvall, come in, talk to our folks at LCO. She put on a little show up at the casino. She come in as to the women's shelters.
Yeah, I know Charles is very excited about
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
Honey here
Yep.
and just
And then
bringing her around.
And then because I know not everybody enjoys the winter as much as I do and freezing their butt off, out there on the ice doing whatever we do.
Yeah.
We've got some few things coming up in conjunction with some other programs too. We're going to be doing some cradle board making, beading,
Okay.
quilting and sewing classes, moccasin making classes, looking at making lacrosse sticks, hand drums, earrings, doing some storytelling for some folks, that in the schools and in the community. Birch bark baskets, ash weave baskets, making ricing sticks, and then a cooking class. So,
Wow.
yeah, no, just all things.
Wow. Snow snake?
More than likely, yes,
Yeah.
we can do that too. Steve,
I
even
was just thinking about that because I think Paul Domain did a really big contest
Yeah.
up on Madeline Island.
Yeah.
That was
We got a
huge.
couple other winter fests that are going to be going on
Okay.
this winter as well, that they're going to have snow snake contests. So
nice.
yeah.
And then Steve brought up a couple that I didn't have on my list, so I'll make sure I get them on there. So
right.
we're gonna hopefully try to run these in a series.
Right.
Ashley, the girl I working with on a lot of these things, it's either going to be at Majiki or at one of the area shelters. That's mainly her focus, is working with folks doing these types of things at the shelters. So what we're trying to do is just, bring in folks from the outside, and take part in it as well. So
Yeah. Now, a lot of these things, again, I got somebody asking, where is this all stuff is at? But this is stuff that you do with kids in the schools or kids after school at the Boys and Girls Club.
Or folks through the recovery clinic. Yep.
So, okay. And then
Yep.
adults with the recovery clinic and stuff. And do you usually try to combine these groups? You got some of your older clients working with the kids, or is that not possible because of logistics?
Yeah, a lot of times, we do stuff with the kids as a group.
Yeah. And then adults is separate.
Yeah,
group.
adults we're more individual. But now I
okay.
think we're getting to the point where we have to almost incorporate groups. So it'll probably be more groups.
That's a good problem,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yeah, that is a good problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
then you get adults that are early in their recovery and those who are, pretty strong in their recovery, and they can mentor these.
Yeah, and Steve touched
people.
on a good thing too, kind of what my program's about, because I work outside the four walls of the recovery clinic, or
Right.
the recovery, Bajiki Wellness Center, that
Yeah.
we are able to incorporate families, a lot of times when folks go for the traditional counseling or even the group sessions, they're kind of there alone when you really think about it,
Sure.
So if we can incorporate that stuff and get the families together with the kids, we can without saying it or without doing anything, we can kind of start that healing process
Yeah.
that needs to happen, and that's always good. It kind of gives the families a sense of togetherness and something that may have been missing for a while. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another unique aspect to
Yeah.
kind of what I do and kind of what Steve does in the community as
Yeah.
well. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
working
Steve,
with,
you get in the jails too, don't you?
Yeah.
And how does that work with
Well-
anything? What do you do there?
well, what I do is I come in and try to walk the walk the walk the residents through through a well-variety talking circle.
Right.
Okay. And so when I go in there, I have like kind of like elders meditation of the day. Okay. And then we go through that. Sometimes it's difficult to have continuity because I don't always have the same people every single
Sure.
week.
Right.
Okay. But just having that for them, because a lot of them don't have any traditional traditional activities there.
Mm-hmm.
And so with having that, they can do that. I try to work it out logistically. So if some of them want to come more than once a week, then I'll work it out. I've even worked with some of the families to do that. And Justice Point, who kind of runs a lot of the education and training programs at the jail for the county,
Okay.
they do a fine job and they help me with logistics and stuff. But my whole idea is that they'll share what I give to them with other people, and I'll give them extra copies of things. And I make sure, and Bajiki's been really helpful by giving me extra books to take in there to put in the library. And then once that happens, I've even had a few that when they've gone away, maybe we'll say to been transferred out to maybe a state prison or another facility,
Right.
have wanted to have wanted to continue doing it, and so I will send them lessons, for lack of a better word.
Right. Yeah.
And then when they finish, they get a little certificate from me saying that they've completed it, and they can put that in their file.
Sure.
And so if they're up on probation or up for parole or whatever, they have something. They have something in their file where they can show that they were doing something productive.
Right.
I've even gone into court as an advocate to talk to the criminal justice system about, in some instances, how what a really a waste of human capital is, that they want to take somebody who's maybe on probation but is untethered or something, and they want to they still have 6 more months they got to spend, we'll say, down in Milwaukee for something to happen down there, where they can see if they can just spend those 6 months doing what they're doing now. And doing what they're doing now is that they may have a job. They're going to meetings all the time. They're being
Mhm.
involved in productive community activities.
Yeah.
They have a good record with their parole or probation agent, and those people are advocates for them as well. And I've, in a couple of instances now, I've been able to talk with the judge and the prosecutor into taking that time that they were going to have to spend sitting in a jail doing really nothing in a town where they're not near their family,
Yeah.
where they're not, where they don't have a job, where they're sitting in a cell all day long, and so they're able to do productive activities, and it's really worked out. And see, the more positive, the more productive uh, the situation, the better for me, because then I can use that prosecutor and that judge that has said, yeah, we think this is great, as a sample for other judges throughout the state.
Mm-hmm.
To say, hey, here's a judge over here and a prosecutor. They're willing to work with to get this person back over here. I just try to help those people also put together a little proposal too, so that when they do go in uh, for the hearings and stuff, that they're prepared, and it's not something that really, to be honest with you, a lot of them can do inside the correctional
Oh,
facility.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the jail here's been great. If I need to meet with somebody more, or sometimes I have to meet with somebody just one on
One
one,
on one. Yeah.
I can do that.
Mm,
I'm not an attorney.
right.
I'm an advocate. But if they have legal questions, I try to get that into the hands of a legal person, or give them a resource for doing that.
Sure.
And I'm just one guy, but I just try to do the best I can and be as comprehensive as I can when I'm doing those things. And my heart's with those people, the people that are incarcerated, and people that a lot of those people have substance abuse issues.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, I'm not trying to put people in a box, but most of those people have substance abuse issues.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
they tell me they do.
Right.
And so I want to, I got to believe them. So anyway, long story short is that's basically what's done, and the whole advocacy thing and all that. And, we, at the same time, we always um, we have to think about confidentiality. When I go
Mm-hmm.
into a correctional facility, it's nothing different than me going into a meeting. And what you say in the car stays in the car. What you
Yeah.
say in the meeting stays in the meeting.
Yeah.
What they say to me at the correctional facility stays with me,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go on, because we have out there ROI. It's called release of information. And as a professional working in this field for a long time, I've you got to watch what you say to people, and you never want to disclose,
Right.
like, yeah, well, I saw your nephew, you Bob, in the jail at blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't say that. If people approach me about it and it is a relative, I'll usually answer their questions. But I'm pretty. I don't want to use guarded is probably the
Right.
word I want to use.
Yeah.
I'm pretty guarded about what I say, because I don't want to release any information, confidential information, that they don't want me to release, and I want people to feel comfortable when they tell me something, that it's going to stay with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Brent, for you, Dorothy wanted you to remind everybody about the recovery feast coming up next Thursday.
Oh yeah, I believe that's on the 15th. I
Okay.
believe next Thursday. Is that
Yeah.
the date for?
Quick, Steve, look it up. Where's that going to be at?
That is at the Bajiki Wellness Center.
Oh,
What we
okay.
do is we celebrate recovery
Yeah.
with a feast, a traditional feast, and then we try to have
15.
Thursday the 15th.
yep,
Okay.
Thursday the 15th, and then we try to have speakers come in as well.
Okay.
Either to explain their story or talk a little bit, or we just kind of go around the room and kind of
Yeah.
talk about where we're at with everything.
Is that once a month that you're doing that?
Yep,
'Cause
once
I
a
think I
month.
remember in November I saw
Yep.
that posted out.
Yeah,
Okay.
once a month we'll be doing. Yeah, that'll be on the 15th at
Okay.
5:00, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, people can look at our, Facebook page or your, Sober Visions page. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm sure you're
we
posting all that
always
stuff.
we always post all that stuff on there. Yeah.
Yeah. And Charles is watching, so I know he does hits on some of his stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what you're doing with kids.
Okay. Well, we
and
kind of take,
coming up.
with the cultural stuff, we kind of take a 4-season approach to a lot of it, so in the springtime, we're doing spring spearing, sugar bush,
Sugar
which
bush,
a
yeah.
sugar bush was, it was a kind of a short season last year. It started to run, then it got cold for about 2 weeks straight. So there wasn't a whole lot going on, but we did have, well over 100 people attend our sugar bush last
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
and it was, we had a couple of schools come in, which was great. We got, the program has a boat where we're able to take kids out fishing. We can kind of take them out on the flowage and give them a little bit of the history on that, and while at the same time we're swimming and fishing.
Right. Yeah.
Plant gathering, plant ID. Then in the summer we do a lot of camping trips, canoe trips, berry picking. We take folks up into the boundary waters, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, which is amazing experience for a lot of them.
I've
And
heard wonderful feedback on
Mhm.
that.
yeah, I don't even
it's
have
really
to
wonderful.
get into a whole lot of it. It kind of plays itself out,
Yeah.
you take folks up in recovery and they realize that it's not easy,
Right.
because you're carrying everything, and they have no clue where they're going. I usually don't either,
Because
but I
their
got a
cell
rough
phones
idea.
don't work out there.
Yeah, right. So
He
there's,
tells them we're going
Technology.
in the United States of America.
yeah. So you can kind of see how things kind of work up into that. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But at the end of it all, there's a sense of accomplishment that goes with taking part in a journey like that. I mean, and it is a journey for,
Mm-hmm.
it's, I think the first trip we went in roughly 7 miles.
Yeah.
And then the second trip we had some younger folks with us on the second trip. So we only went in maybe 4 miles. So
Yeah.
yeah. And just them not knowing, what was
Right.
going to happen, the dynamics of, and that kind of falls in line with our canoe journey curriculum that we use at the schools too.
Okay.
So, and I can get in a little bit about that. Well, let me finish up our 4-season activities here
Yeah.
first. Then in the fall, we got hunting, crafts, gathering, harvesting of traditional plants and medicines. We do a little trapping, food preservation, fishing, and decoy making. And then in the winter is our storytelling, dark time for storytelling.
Mhm.
We will have winter camping stuff this year, so we're going to give that a
Okay.
try. That'll be another experience. Winter spearing, winter ice fishing, crafts, and winter games. So, we know not everybody likes to take part in all those things, so with these things that I mentioned around the 4 seasons, and then with the other stuff that we're working on with Ashley, like the cradle board, the beading, the story, cooking class, we're hopefully able to offer something for everybody,
Yeah.
that wants to take part, that's in recovery or working towards recovery.
Mhm.
I'm only one person, so that's why it's nice to work in a community that has assortment of folks to choose from when it comes to these different things. So, that's always nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, our the curriculum that we use at the schools is kind of special to me. And one of my first jobs here was to come up with an advisory board. Well,
Mhm.
for me at that point in time, it was a little difficult because not knowing everybody in the community and not familiar with names and
Oh,
whatnot.
sure.
So I kind of paid attention to listen, and I put a group of people together. Everybody brings their expertise into the room. Everybody's kind of got their place in there, and it works out well. And what we were able to do is take that curriculum, like I said, which was designed out west for some tribes out there, and it worked well. And what we've done is added our history and all that, and did that. So I believe that's one of the many accomplishments that I believe our advisory board, and individually they've all done some wonderful things too. And just to throw back to Bajiki Wellness Center as a whole, it's nice to work with a good group of people, that have that want to put their clients first. Um, and a lot of those folks there, my boss Marie Basty
Mhm.
helps out quite a bit. Just want to give a shout out to Dottie too, who's always there to help me out, whether it's work related or me just having a moment. She's always there to help, so she's very, very, very
Yay,
valuable.
Dottie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Very cool.
yeah.
So, how do people get a hold of you and get more information about this? How I wish I had a graphic for them on Facebook, but
Sure.
people listen on the radio, get your pencils out or your pens out and take down this information from Brent.
Yeah, they can, if they're dealing with issues or in early recovery or just starting out, we like to call the recovery clinic or Bajiki as a whole, and that number is 715-558-7899. Get a hold of somebody there, and basically they can get you to the right person, or if it's me you want in general, my extension there is 7895.
Okay, so repeat that number again.
715-558-7899.
Okay.
That's the main clinic and the recovery center. And if you want to speak to me directly, my extension is 7895.
Okay. And Steve, how about you? How do people get a hold of you if they want?
231 area code
Yep.
357-6191.
All right. And if anyone wants to get a hold of Mary Ellen Baker, her number is 715-634-5806, but that's her home number, so don't call her there now because I think she's out of town.
She is.
She is, yeah.
But you can
But-
call. No.
Yeah. You can still call, maybe.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Because she'll get back at me for saying it.
We know who's there and can answer the phone. Somebody will answer the phone. Oh man. Oh, this has been cool. Got a few minutes left. Brent, do you have anything last minute things that on your notes that you didn't get to yet that you want to add here?
I did have a lot of notes, didn't I? I guess on part of my flyer here, I have a little saying. It gives the meaning for the word outervention, which is the art of escaping to the outdoors to find balance and peace from within. I kind of stole that. We won't tell anybody, but it kind of sums up my end of the grant and the program. And it's about we need to take that first step into doing some of these things. Whether it's for the first time or something to carry on or continue as well. So, I'd like to use that expression. So I took it.
Yeah. No, that's fine. We all take from other people and move.
One of the other things that I happened to notice a few weeks ago, and I was going to speak about that when we were here 2 weeks ago, was it's not really focusing on what we've been talking about here today, but just the general information. We all know about 911. Okay, there now is a 988. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That 988 is for people that feel like they're in crisis. It's like a crisis hotline now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 988. I saw it. And what I thought I would do is I'll get more information on that and I'll put it on the Sober Vision and Anishinabe Sober Voices site. But I just happened to see it the other day. And I know
now, is that statewide or nationwide?
I think it's nationwide.
Okay.
But I'll put that in there. But
yeah.
I know it's for this area at least, and I know people. It's been a lot of use of it on Facebook lately. So
sure.
So call 988.
That's a lot easier to remember than 10 numbers for a phone number that you got to call.
But I'll get the information. I thought I had it on my phone, but I'll get the information out to out on the sites and so everybody can have it and pass it on as they deem appropriate, But that was something I saw. Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Okay.
It's available 24 hours a day.
Wow. Yeah.
It's in English, Spanish, and it's even in a lot of countries throughout the world. And I'll put all this information on the Sober Visions place. But anyways, I thought that was kind of cool. And you're right about if you know 988, it's a lot better than trying to call some other number that you might not remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming up, you got some meetings that let's see, you got a Wednesday night Zoom meeting.
Wednesday night Zoom meeting. Yep.
And you're going to put the Zoom information on our Facebook pages.
Yep. It'll be on there.
All that.
Yep. And then on Wednesday we have the Wellbrighty Talking Circle, and on Thursday we have the NA Talking Circle.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
Lots of activities to be happening out there. So
yeah, it takes, like I know you're going to hear me say this a lot, but all the things that we talk about and all the things that we share with the people are important, and it's all part of that whole toolbox scenario I was talking about. We all have a role to play. We all have tools that we can give out to the community. And the more things that we have for people to pick from,
right,
to step forward in a good way, in a positive way,
yep,
the better. And I think it's a lot better when people are able to have those numerous selections than just have one. Because I can remember back in the day, there was one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I was just thinking about this program. I mean, we've been doing this for almost a year now, haven't we? Over a year.
Yeah.
And Charles was just starting out his Sober Visions writing, and it was not a whole lot of activities going on. Then all of a sudden it started to grow and get bigger. And I've, as we've talked, it wasn't so much about this radio program that we've been talking to people about, but it started to get the resources out there, and people started to understand that there's other people who are struggling with their sobriety just as much as anybody else.
And the key to that is communication.
Yeah.
By people, I think a lot of it's been as a result of people communicating with people, different organizations communicating not only with the people that they serve, but also with people in the community. And I think that's very important, and that's all part of that. That's all part of that toolbox,
Yeah.
Because if you're doing things in a vacuum, it's not going to be something that's going to be as effective if you communicate to people what you're doing and who, what, why, when, where, and how.
Yeah. Right.
And then I know, from my end and my grant, part of that is getting community on board, with the issues that we are having. So if there's any folks out there that would like to present something of any of those things I listed, or maybe some that I may have missed, reach out to us as well. We're always looking for people to help out from within the community, with our clients and the kids, and being able to give that teachings,
Yeah.
So we're always looking for presenters and folks
and mentors,
crafty folks and mentors.
That's
as well.
right.
You bet. Yep, for sure.
That have the time to spend with adults and kids. That's great.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for coming in, Brent.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Short notice, but
that's fine.
You did well.
Thanks.
Did very, very well. And Steve, as always, it's good to see you. And thanks for listening to Anishinaabe Sober Voices here on WOJB. Coming up is Drum Song with Thomas Kane in just about a minute and a half. And we'll go out here with a song from Mary Ellen Baker.
Where